computer. I was asked by several agents that are not able to attend due to work, and I promised. I usually do not record this class, though, guys. Just keep that in mind. But this is special, and I am recording it for you.
Okay, can everyone see my screen?
I can.
Good to go?
Are we good to go,
Okay,
guys? It's a quiet group for now. All right.
all good. All
Good to
right,
go.
Yay.
perfect. So I've known Slava for quite some time here, and I thought it would be really fun to not only just kind of touch on what the marketing trends are for 2025, but I've also volunteered to continue, if it's something that you all feel is valuable, doing marketing sessions like each month or something, and we cover a topic like social media or, just specific things where drip campaigns, just any of that. So that's something that I'm willing to, just come in and do that for all of you as well. I don't know what's going on with okay, there we go. So a little introduction about myself. My full name's Bria. I go by Bria. Little background about myself. I've been in marketing for over 25 years. And from the Phoenix area, I moved away for a little bit and moved back. I actually used to head up all of the marketing for Realty One Group out of
Wow,
Irvine before they
that
had
word.
sold. Yeah. Used to. That's a little background. I had created their agency called The Lab, and some of their like more newer marketing campaigns did really well. So been in real estate. I also was a partner in a brokerage in Colorado. So understand the industry quite a bit. But also I just kind of wanted to touch on trends today, just for all of you to be aware of what's going on, especially with technology and everything that's changing within the marketing landscape. I think it's super important to be on board. And also if you are proactive and staying ahead, that also, is a big win for all of you. So we'll go ahead and talk about the key real estate marketing trends for 2025. I pulled a lot of stuff from like Bloomberg, all over, you name it, pulled it in. I've done a lot of research on what's going on with the industry. I have a background in AI. And so just kind of will just educate you on the basics on what you're going to see. As you all know, a lot of you have Alexa in your homes or some type of AI tool. Some people don't have this, but one of the trends that we are going to start seeing is more in 2025, people are using voice search in everything that they do, whether it's your cell phone or whether you're at home and you say, Alexa, play music or find me a recipe or whatever that may be. Individuals are starting to use it also and using that everyday language like homes for sale or what are the best neighborhoods near downtown. How can you be proactive in kind of benefiting and putting yourself out there when it comes to voice search? Some of you may have Google listings, making sure you're claiming your Google listings. If you don't, or you have a real estate group, you want to make sure that you have maybe that Google listing. That will help. So when someone says, find homes for sale near me, that could pull. It's all based on how you optimize your page. So if you have a website, one of the benefits is think about the language that you are to use if you were to use Alexa. And if you were looking to purchase a home or looking for a property, what are some of the terms that maybe you would use? Take those terms, think about it, and make sure that if you do have the opportunity on your website, not everyone on the website has it, some of them just have their listings, but if you have an opportunity on your website to put any type of content, if you're adding your content like homes for sale, making sure what are the best neighborhoods near downtown, question mark, make sure you include some of those keywords, because if somebody is to pull and use that, it could pull your web page. So make sure you're just being cognizant of when you are doing your web page, and they call that search engine optimization, but you're also making sure that you have some of those terms, just embed them. If you do have an area in your website where maybe you could have a hidden area in the footer, you could even hide the text and put those keywords in there to try to pull when people are using that. So those are just kind of little tricks of the trade that you could utilize just to stay ahead. So that's one of the trends that you will see. Another thing that is coming down the pipeline, and we're seeing it already in the gaming space and in other areas, is the virtual and augmented reality. Now, I know it can seem a little daunting. Okay, well, how do I do this? Let's say that maybe you're targeting more clients outside that are interested in purchasing a home. They may not be able to fly in. There are videographers right now out there that will do, shoot via virtual augmented reality. A lot of it is similar, like that 360-degree photography within the property where they can put on the set and view. If your client, let's say, does not have a set like this, one of the things you could do is do a deposit, overnight it to them, and then they can send it back in a pre-package. You could do like a pre-packaged envelope. I know that sounds daunting and a lot of work, but it is just something if you want to stay ahead. Let's say maybe you have a younger clientele out there that maybe may not be able to fly in, or even people have done this internationally. I've seen from international buyers. That's just something you're going to see, a trend in 2025. So just looking ahead, just, letting you all know. It doesn't mean you have to jump on it right away, but just keep in mind and be aware of some of these things. Another thing is, and you all are doing an excellent job at this, and I feel like real estate professionals are ahead of this, but enhanced community and lifestyle now more than ever, especially as these younger, like the new first-time home buyers come in, which we will see more of a spike this year with interest rates once they drop. But one of the things that you will want to make sure is community is a huge thing. Especially, I am right now, I'm VP of marketing for a fitness brand out of Texas. And one of the things, I worked in boutique fitness, and the number one thing that people are looking for, whether it may be a more mature demographic or younger, is community. So making sure that when you are, highlighting your properties, that you are enhancing it by not only you, and you're doing it already, the local amenities, the schools, the parks, but also the cultural attractions. There's so many cool things. Like if you have a listing somewhere downtown in more of an artsy area, maybe have a younger demographic, there's so many cool things that you can highlight within the community that maybe a lot of people don't do. And these are things that you can even highlight on social media. Again, I know you're all doing this, but that is really something that people are really looking towards, and people appreciate community now more than ever, especially after the pandemic. And we thought maybe, like, this is an example, people were going towards more virtual workouts, but as a matter of fact, that's really dying down because people need that community. So that's an important thing to highlight. You can highlight it in your newsletters, things like that. Another thing too, in 2025 is an increase in first-time home buyers as the interest rates start to, drop. So are you providing content for those individuals maybe that are a little bit lost, like newsletters, if you are targeting first-time home buyers, just kind of, supplying some of that content. Any type of content is great for a reader, especially for this demographic as well. 1 second here, just make sure I'm not playing my screen. Another thing that you will start to see more of, and maybe some of you are already doing this, there's a program, I don't know, for farming, it's called SmartZip. You will start to see more AI-driven predictive analytics. I already use this right now when I'm looking at commercial properties to look at purchasing, gyms. Predictive analytics can really help real estate professionals identify increasingly popular neighborhoods. It can see trends where more people are listing their homes. There's just more data out there, and using it at your disposal is going to, put you in the lead. There's a lot of different programs out there. You could Google AI-driven predictive analytics in real estate. And again, like SmartZip offers some of that. There's a lot of great programs out there that can help you, source leads. It'll pull different neighborhoods, heat maps, areas where you can hone in on doing the farming process in that particular neighborhood, knowing that based on the analytics, okay, this neighborhood is most likely highly to sell more property than maybe another neighborhood. So just keeping an eye out on some of these products that are out there can also help you stay ahead of the game. And another thing, I think a lot of you are already doing this, obviously, is just being very targeted in your marketing. identifying your specific segments, whether it's focusing on your first-time home buyers, your luxury clients, or your retirees, making sure that you are tailoring that messaging that is customized to meet the needs of each group. I know sometimes it can get busy, you're moving fast, and you just send out a newsletter, right? But maybe being more cognizant and thinking about what is the kind of messaging that you have, and is it reaching that exact demographic or that niche that you're trying to attract? With that, it also builds trust because you are creating content addressing the common concerns, or increasing that in client engagement. What are some of the pain points of your particular groups that you're focusing on, and kind of offering a solution, whether that's in newsletter form, in social media, just being very specific in that. And even breaking down, like if you have different types of demographics, how are you doing separate newsletters, or just being very specific in that is a benefit. And then I like to call this the omni-channel marketing approach, but it's really that 360-degree marketing approach. What does that mean? That's basically just making sure that all of the marketing channels you're utilizing, whether it's social media, whether it's email marketing, whether it's your website, making sure that it's all somehow connected consistently in your newsletter, or if you're doing a newsletter or type of emails, do you have your social channels connected on there? On your social media, do you have a link? And you can use Linktree or any of those different areas where you can actually link back to your website. Are you linking back to, maybe a sign up form for a newsletter, whatever that may be, making sure that everything is kind of consistent, tied together. And also you want to make sure, is your branding consistent? And branding goes beyond just a logo or a design. Is your messaging consistent? Does it reflect what you're trying to accomplish and to the demographic that you're really trying to target? Also, are you, another opportunity I see is maybe creating educational content or lead magnets for potential buyers that are out there. Of course, you have a lot of great resources. Maybe you're working with a certain mortgage broker, like they've always got great content. How can you reutilize that content, offer it for free? You could offer a free lead magnet on your social media handle. So those are things you want to think about as well in your marketing approach. I always constantly am doing different things and trying to tie everything together because, what may not work for, let's say my digital is great, but my traditional works really well with more of a mature demographic. So I think it's just making sure that all of your marketing types are kind of have that touch point and that reach, and they all come together. Another thing you're going to see, the big talk right now, is the TikTok ban. Whether that goes through or not, we still don't know 100%, but so far it is set to ban. So if there are any of you that are on TikTok, it could go away. Legislation, like they already approved the banning of it. A US company would need to buy TikTok for it to stay within the US. So what's a huge opportunity to start thinking of now? If you want to be proactive, YouTube. YouTube is going to be, it already is big, but starting that YouTube platform where you're highlighting your, listings, and it could be anything. Maybe you're talking about a subject or something that you want to share. That is a huge opportunity. A lot of people are not, there are people making a ton of money on TikTok, and I don't think they're thinking about the consequences if it was banned and actually hopping onto YouTube. So I think YouTube right now is a huge platform. If you want to optimize a channel and market that way, it's a great opportunity just in light of everything. And it's just being proactive as well. And then something I don't see in the real estate world as much, and I think it's a huge opportunity for real estate professionals, is influencer collaborations. Now you have a thing called, you have micro influencers, which could have like 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, and then you have macro influencers. Macro influencers usually have over 100,000 followers. They're just way above. I always like to work with micro influencers local individuals that maybe don't have as much of a following, but imagine if you get 10 micro influencers that have 10,000, that's 100,000 followers that you have an audience to utilize. Think of it could be anyone in the community that is a micro influencer. It doesn't have to be someone in the real estate world. It just has to be someone that has a following. If you can partner with some of these influencers, invite them to maybe showcase one of your properties. You know, they could tour, they could speak, and then you kind of do a joint share on like Instagram or social media or Facebook or whatever it may be. Those are huge opportunities, but a lot of people, I don't see it in the real estate world. And it's like, you know, it could add a fun spin on when you're giving a tour, or just building that credibility, or if maybe that somebody, it was one of your clients and just asking them, hey, do you want to collaborate and do something fun? It also could be a local business owner or somebody out there that you could collaborate with because they have an audience and you could share, you know, what they're doing as well. So there's a lot of cross promotions and things you can do with social media as far as that influencer collaboration. So I think it is a huge opportunity in real estate. We already see it in a lot of different industries like fitness and other places, but what a great experience to tap into and just to, you know, bring in the community and introduce, you know, local business owners or individuals. I think it's a great opportunity.
That's great influence.
And that is it for now. I wanted to do kind of like a quick overview of 2025 highlights, but I would love to open it up for any questions that you may have as well. And we could continue doing these kinds of, you know, things for fun. Like we could do one whole day on social media, optimizing your social media page. There's a lot we can do. Do any of you have questions for me? Any marketing questions?
I feel like I have so many questions. You guys must have questions. First of all, thank you how concise this was in, 15 minutes or so, 20. I mean, that was incredible amount of information. But I'm sure there are questions. So this is your time to ask.
And don't be afraid. No question is dumb. I don't, I don't expect you all to know. And some of this can be a little daunting too, especially with technology and AI. It can be a little scary. And there's a lot to it, that's for sure.
I've got a question, Bria. I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
So and I got a lot of questions like Slava. I'm hearing just a lot of different things on marketing. I'm certainly not a marketing guru and video and editing and all that stuff. But let's just start with YouTube because that seems to be a big trend today. So what I've seen on some of the YouTube things I've viewed is where some people don't originate the content, but they take something from somebody else who might have 50,000 views and or followers, and then they post that on their channel. How does that work? Are they grabbing those followers? And I see them when it's almost like copycatting somebody else, and then they get like 5 or 10 or 15,000 followers or people viewing. How does that whole transition work, if that question makes sense?
Yeah, so there are ways that you can share, like you can copy a URL in a video, you can paste it into social media posts. You just have to reference that individual. So sometimes when I've reshared content, I will actually just ask them, hey, do you mind if I reshare it? But most of the time you can reshare, like even look at what we're doing with Instagram. People are resharing content all the time, or reels. You are absolutely allowed to do that because technically once you put your stuff out on social media, technically we don't really own it any longer. But if you just, the nicest thing to do is just to reference it. So you could say video content provided via, and then use their handle at the bottom. So that's mainly what people will do with reels on social media. You don't really need to do that. You can just reshare it, or with stories. That is just a way, but if you wanted to, let's say, like I had someone share a social media post with my name on it and they had 1 million followers and I had 100,000 views within like a few hours. How did that happen? They were able to share it with me. So if you ever want to reach out to someone, don't be afraid to ask them, hey, I would love to, share your content. Would you be okay adding me to your piece of content? You could do that as well. But YouTube, you can definitely, there's ways under some of the videos, you can actually click on a share button. And it can utilize, or it'll allow you to do that. But yeah, just make sure you highlight and reference it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does. That does make sense. And it's almost like with copywriting, you just want to acknowledge the source you're grabbing that from, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I always do that with anything I use. I always just reference, even if I'm posting somebody else's, stuff on Instagram, I will always say at the bottom, like a camera icon, and then I'll do the URL. So it's
Okay.
just being respectful. And most people, influencers or people out there that have big followings, they love it because it only gives them more traction and more views and, engagement.
Sure, that makes sense. Maybe I can follow up with another one on the AI sector. I've heard so much stuff about AI. Oh, you can do a property evaluation. You can get into this detail and that detail. With just my basic introduction to AI and searching on ChatGPT and some other ones, it seems like I'm missing, or maybe I'm not understanding. There seems to be more to the AI industry to where if you want to do further things in it, you might have to subscribe to a monthly AI program or company that has deeper and more search capabilities, if I'm asking that right. But I don't know the difference of just a general chat GPT as opposed to deeper that can really drive more business like lead gen and all that stuff for you.
Yeah. So what's funny is a lot of those companies, if you were to understand what really goes on the back end, a lot of them are actually paying a fee to utilize ChatGPT or to have that AI plugin. That's the funny part. So the beauty of ChatGPT, and you could check and see, there's a search bar in ChatGPT that basically says, in fact, here, I'll look right here. It says explore GPTs. GPTs just means partnerships. Like you could actually go in and let me see if I put in real estate, because sometimes ChatGPT does offer free stuff. So they do have quite a bit of free plugins, real estate listings and property descriptions, GPT, that free, real estate appraisal agent, real estate expert. Like there's a lot of free. So before you go and purchase, check and just make sure, like, is it something? In fact, I can show you guys right now. Here, let me show you. Let me share my screen. 1 second here. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
So on the left, it says, sorry, I have a dog. Search GPTs. You could even just, like, I put real estate. And these are all of the plugins, the free plugins right now that you could probably, it's scrolling, taking a second. Look at all these free plugins. Now, some of them may require, but a lot of these are free plugins. So I would go through the free plugins first under the GPTs. It's just GPTs. It's an option on the left. I mean, look at this. There's so many things you can do. Now, keep in mind, just always, the more detail you provide AI, the better the outcome. And you can always say, tweak this, do that, and it will just keep optimizing it and keep optimizing. And that's how the machine learns. It's just a set of codes. It's programming, but it's, the more you tell it, the better it gets. So that's an opportunity for you. Now, there are a lot of different real estate, platforms, and they do require a fee. And those are some that are probably more intuitive and more advanced. And so I do have to pay a fee sometimes for there are AI platforms I use where I do pay a fee. But most of it is pulling from the original ChatGPT. They've just figured out how to program it to tailor to what you're looking for. So, but I would check it out first on ChatGPT and just see if you can't find something for free on there first before you pay.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else has any questions this morning?
It's a lot. AI is a lot, but it's also a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, from a marketing standpoint, I build out my email drip campaigns, which are my email journey. I mean, there's so much I do that it helps me spit out stuff. I mean, it can really save you a lot of time. Even with your listings, you can optimize your listings on there. You could even put in, if you have a listing, you could say, okay, write me a listing for blah, blah, blah. You give it its detail, right? And then you could say, utilize, optimize keywords in my listing that would attract a buyer from a search engine optimization or from an, Google search. Like you could use all kinds of different prompts to create the best listing, that could help with your website. So don't ever be afraid to ask for keywords, trending real estate keywords, include trending real estate keywords. That's like a whole course on its own, AI.
I gotta tell you what we learned today, what I learned today. I actually would like to implement and plug in some of these options in my listing presentation.
Yeah.
And just picture, I mean, even the virtual reality, I told Bria earlier, oh my God, Daniel McCarthy, the owner of DLakes, we did this like 10 years ago. I shared a video. We were even featured on TV. And the fact this has come around to now be a reality, it's amazing because boy, we have been ahead of the game on multiple occasions. That's a prime example right there. But that is not hard to do. These sets are not that expensive, and you could just buy one to have. It's a business write-off and do these videos. I mean, that's a brilliant thing you could do. I mean, I just see it on my listing presentation. Oh, so if we have a buyer out of another state, we can do this so they can feel like they're in the house, especially when you talk to younger buyers, which a lot of times we think of younger buyers as the buyers that buy the cheaper homes. But I've sold some very expensive houses to very young people. So you just never know. It's just great plugging into your listing presentation. But you just never know.
And I think we're going to see a huge, I mean, if you look at some of these young influencers I just
There are
saw an article on 10-year-olds that are making over $10 million. It's just shocking. So there's definitely, I mean, I think those are things you want to think about to stay ahead, because a lot of people aren't jumping on the AI bandwagon. They think it's scary, but it really can help enhance your business, provide, it saves me a ton of time. And I also check for errors or things when I'm writing things, and it's really helped me with my drips and emails and SMS. If you're doing text messaging campaigns, you could do it on there and say, do my characters this many, and so there's a lot of opportunity.
I want to do a course with you personally. I want to hire you to do a course with you to teach me how to do these SMS drip campaigns, because I recruit primarily through SMS. I use our amazing system to do that. What's great about our system to property base is I can send a text message to thousands of agents. So I want to have a drip campaign to, let's say, 5,000 agents once a week that goes out at a certain time. And I don't know how to do that. It's probably not that hard, but
yeah,
it really will be
yeah.
amazing. And for you guys, it's even easier, in my opinion, because you probably don't have the database that I have. Because mine is agents, right? There are thousands of them out there. I don't know, 90,000. I have about 30 some of them. But it's just, you could schedule it to be a new listing, to be helpful information. It could be seasonal, it could be something with around Thanksgiving or anything imaginable that you could do. And I hope you guys are utilizing your resources, because we have so many amazing resources. And I tell you, email's fantastic, but nothing beats the text message right now.
No one wants to call, or it's funny. Everybody is so into this instant gratification, like now, and that's why I think we have to think like the consumer now, because it's changed so drastically. Think about it, you can have Uber Eats in how long, or groceries, and everybody wants something now. So we only have a very short window to market or to reach that client, where we make the biggest impact. And I always say time kills deals, right? So making sure you're responding, like, do you have auto SMS set up? So if somebody's interested, are they getting a text message? If you're not able to call them right away, like, I'll be reaching out to you soon. Those are things that are important to people nowadays. It's crazy, but it really is that way.
You mentioned something in your presentation that I want to learn how to do. When you talked about newsletters or delivery of information, or where people could opt in communication with you, I don't know how to do that, because we do need that opt-in from members of the public. When I target realtors, a little different. They welcome communication. So I'm not in violation of any federal laws, but we can just like bombard people, members of the public, without their authorization. So I like the idea of opt-in for more messages and come up with something unique, come up with something. Remodeled homes in whatever, short-term rentals in Old Town Scottsdale, opting for an update of new upcoming listings. There's so many houses out there. There's so many people buying them for a rental. It's a great way to just get people's information. Once they opt in, you could feed them other information within those text messages or emails.
So,
Yeah.
so
And
I got another question, Bria. So on the website side of things, and pay-per-click or organically moving your site up to the top. So everybody's vying for the, say, basic keywords out there: homes for sale, zip code, neighborhoods, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So from the organic style to moving your site up the ladder to maybe pay-per-click, in your professional opinion, what would you recommend as maybe not the shortcut home, but maybe the longevity to get your site noticed? And I know content updating is obviously key. And then the second part of that would be, do you know any good web companies that you could recommend for a good functioning website for that?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I think it can be very challenging to get to the top. Do you have, I don't know, are you all allowed to have your Google pages for your business?
Yeah, I believe so. Like, I've got a Google reviews page and it's right on
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, as long as that's great. So optimizing that page, do you have it completely optimized? You can also post relevant like some content on there, but making sure that you're constantly going into that page. But also there's a site, let me find it here. You want to have as many local listings as possible. And there's an affordable company. Let me find it here. I will get it for you. I always forget the name. I may need to actually send it to, I've used Bright Local, but that's a little pricier. Let me find for real estate or for individual mom and pop shops. But there are sites out there where you put in your listing and it will generate over 500 online local listings. So it could be white pages, anything that helps with your SEO. That's going to help you get your page. Also, what I would do is I would go into ChatGPT and I would say, help me come up with real estate top trending real estate keywords to help me boost my SEO. It's the new chat 4.0. It's relevant. It's not based on last year. Pull those keywords and put those into your location pages. So you can literally have up to 500. They're like little tiny companies out there. But that will help you boost your visibility, and then just being active, asking for reviews. The longer it's out there. Also, is your website attached? I don't know what you're doing for your website. I know Slava knows some.
We have an option they can buy
out there.
Yeah, they have an option. They have access to an option, but yeah.
So there's a lot of different programs out there, but I would say that's that. And then also on your website, I've done this before where I take my top keywords and let's say you're the bottom bar, like you can actually put something in the footer. If it's like a black footer, I will put black text in there and just hide so you can't see it. And it's all my keywords, but Google recognizes that. So I will put that into my, like all over my website. Just make sure, you're checking out the top trending Google search keywords and make sure they're in your website. So that helps as well. So you've got your location pages tying to your social media. Make sure everything's tied together. Do you have your social media buttons at the bottom of your page? Is it linking? All of that helps create visibility over time for you.
Okay.
Let's see, local listing for,
Book big
I'm
stuff.
just looking it up. There's a company called easylocal.com. And that is, you can list your business and they submit to over 300 directories. So that's a good one. There is, I'm trying to think of which one I was using for my small business. You could check out Bright Local. It might be a little pricier, but check it out.
That's for the reviews.
Yeah, for your, it's basically for your listings.
Listings.
Like if you have Yahoo, you're listed on Yahoo, Google, and Bing. It will actually provide you like 300 more. There's so many listings out there. That just helps with SEO. So
So basically syndicating to those sites is what you're saying?
yeah, so you can fill out your business, your hours or whatever, and then it will actually create all those listings for you automatically. And that's like, so let's say you just only have Google, but you want to have Yahoo, Bing, White Pages, and there's hundreds of those. So that's basically just an all-in-one platform where you put it in and then it produces all those 300 listings for you.
So folks, let's look into Level Up because we do have a partnership with Level Up. But the reviews part, they already have provided that for us. So for those of you that want reviews, that all is already given to the members of Level Up. By the way, folks, only $15 a month for all that, but they may also have this option as well, because I can imagine how this is beneficial to any other realtor out there. I only think of IDX and what we feed off the MLS.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So
it's basically called a local business listing management tool. So it's just, you're able to manage all of your listings within one platform, and to help with SEO, they'll provide you with 300 different, listings, because there's a lot of listings out there.
So you're saying that is a little different, that local business listing management tool. It is a little bit different than the IDX that typically most sites come with, that brings all the listings from the MLS in.
Yeah, so Bright Local, it looks like it's $39 a month. You can track your local rankings, audit citations, SEO, but it'll help you build out all those listings. So you can manage over, let me see here. Let me see what the pricing first.
And I will check with Jeremy over at Level Up, because that might already be an option with Level Up for us, folks. Because they work, for those of you that are members of Level Up, remember, not only are the courses and the social media and the graphs and all the tools, they also will reach out to you and help you with your CRM and your website. And they are answering questions like that for you guys. And we deliver that to you folks for only $15.
Awesome. I don't think it is a local listings thing, but
So
I
it's
don't
a
know.
coaching program, but they help with a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
they build that whole review segment where you send a link and people do reviews and goes everywhere after you approve it. You approve it
Nice.
first, because if it's a bad review, you don't want it to go on the.
Oh, that's nice. So they control that. Yeah.
You can control your own reviews. Very important.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome.
can they also tie in like your website with your social media, with your Facebook page and Instagram? They can tie all that in for you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're not going to be your tech. So for $15 a month, they're not going to physically do it, but they'll tell you how to do it.
Gotcha.
But you can. It's very easy. It's usually you click here, click here, click here, boom. It's really easy because it's right there. When you go to the back end of your website, to the website builder part, they'll tell you exactly where to click and what to copy paste in those fields, so it's paired together.
Website development, either any recommendations for website development, or Slava, they do website development as well, Level Up?
They do not do website development.
Okay.
It's a real estate coaching program. It's a program to help you grow your business, get good reviews, help you with obviously your social media and your website presence is key for your success. But an actual website builder, Bria, if you have a recommendation, that would be amazing.
Yeah, let me I'll get some contacts. I'll send it to you to send out, Slava. Does that work?
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's so many out there for, real estate. So
I am totally going to change my listing presentation. I'm so glad I recorded this because those slides were incredible. And I have to tell you, when you talked about these, you give a printouts. I think they were printouts with highlights of the community. I think you guys should do that in video. Do videos. I actually just booked an appointment to do a highlight of Old Town Scottsdale. And I think you guys should do those community overviews in a video. And you could have, while the videographers working with you, have them produce two products, one with you and one without you, because you can use one for MLS, which will auto-populate obviously to all these other third-party places. But then you could have one of you for your YouTube or any other social media outlet.
There's just a lot of fun stuff. Like right now, there's a paint and coffee shop here where you can, or I'm sorry, clay, like fun stuff. I mean, lots of farmers markets. I don't ever see, I do get some newsletters from real estate professionals for maybe like the downtown, because I'm more in the urban area. And I don't see anyone highlighting farmers markets or just fun things like that. You know, believe it or not, there's people that look for that. So it just,
And it's an opportunity for you to also reach out to those businesses. Maybe you guys can do that collaboration that Bria talked about, where you could maybe, hey, can you, if I feature you, maybe would you give back? You know, I do not want anything, you know, I don't want a free pizza, but maybe you could give me a discount that could be utilized by the recipients of my newsletter.
yeah, I do that a lot with local businesses. I'll go to them. I've even been able to put in an acrylic QR code because, you know, back in the day they did lead boxes, right? Now, no one's really doing lead boxes, but you can use a QR code that you can find, like it's on Vistaprint, a really nice acrylic little, you know, stand with a QR code. And you could say, you know, looking for real estate, like you could do stuff with and tell the local business, like, I'll promote you on my newsletter for free. Can I keep this in your business? Like that's an excellent way. They cost like, I think $7 on Vistaprint, and you can look up acrylic QR code scan, you know, stand. And you could literally create that in Canva or something. It's fairly easy to do, or just right on the Vistaprint site. So that's just getting creative of cross marketing and how you can kind of connect with the community. It's not fun to go out. I know it's not fun. But I think you can pick up the phone, do more phone calls first, or if you just happen to be in the community and you happen to go in somewhere and you would think, oh, this could be a really good idea, or, you know, that's an opportunity.
Especially these like dentist and doctor offices.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
So, Britt, in your recommend or opinion from what you see on the videos and the length of videos, I've heard different things. Yeah, you know, do the shorter the better. We're a microwave society, as you said, point and click and point and click. So, would this be a safe assumption if you're, say, a promotional video for yourself? I know if you're doing a home, it's going to take a certain amount of time, depending on how detailed you want to get. But any stats you see in the marketplace that says 10 seconds or less, 30 seconds or less to try to gain the maximum exposure and attention from somebody?
It used to be, it was 60 seconds, then it went down to 40, and it's actually down to 20 seconds right now. So, you know, you don't want to, I say, don't go over 30. I mean, just people's attention span. Think about, people are just flipping. I mean, it's on everything. It's on dating sites. You have got to capture that person. So I always tell people, immediately start when you do your video. Don't go into like, hey everyone, so blah blah blah, like you've already lost. You gotta come on strong with what it is you're trying to say. And if you're introducing yourself, just do little fun clips. You know, and people like to identify with you. You don't, you know, sometimes in the past, like with marketing, I would do these really great, beautiful, professional things, but at the end of the day, people just want to see how you really are and what, like, you know, it's funny. So you want to just capture them as quickly as possible. And even with home tours, you want to keep it short too. Short and sweet.
I've noticed that the most views I'll get are for some stupid video that's like 4 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's so sad.
You could go on your videos and in your insights, you could see how, so maybe you put a 30-second video and it will tell you how much time the average viewer spent, and it's right around the 6 seconds. 6 to 8 seconds. 8 seconds, like if you're lucky.
It's crazy. And there's a book out called Dopamine. And the book literally talks about how our society, just how everybody gets that quick instant high. And,
Dopamine
and
hits.
so, we just have to we have to keep up with the technology and the times. And that's the hardest part of my job as a marketer is I'm constantly having to try to stay ahead. And it's just moving so fast.
It is indeed. That obviously is for social media. Now, if your client is a older person, you will approach, that person accordingly because you will lose them. I lose people in my recruiting meetings. If it's an older realtor, I lose them with technology. I have to talk about other things because otherwise I scare them. But that's a segue into when you have the meeting. The goal is to get the meeting.
I don't call them older. I call them mature.
All right. Mature.
Mature.
Experienced.
Mature and experienced and wise.
They're seasoned.
Seasoned. Yes.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, this is marketing is a huge topic for me. Just I'm still learning about social media. I've even got into CapCut to try to learn to edit.
Oh, look at you. You know what CapCut is? I'm obsessed.
It's a slow process for me, but I still stay after it, and you got to keep learning and try to stay up on the trends. I'm still learning, but man, I could certainly use some help out there just trying to figure it all out.
Well, I'm here for all of you. If there's topics, we could even send out, it's up to obviously Slava, but we could send out a survey asking on what are the top, topics you would want to learn about. And I have no problem spending time with all of you. I'm here for you at your disposal.
And Bria, why don't you put your contact info in the chat in case anybody wants to hire you further? Because I tell you, I would have been lost with my billboard. She put it together so fast. We just hopped on a Zoom and it's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I didn't even know you can do that. And not to mention my design was not even for an actual digital billboard. My design was for something that's completely different.
I've known Slava for a long time, so I could be honest. I'm very honest.
Yes. Oh, no.
I try to be as honest as possible.
Yeah.
So I'll never lie.
Yeah, no, give me the blunt truth. That's so much better than sugarcoating stuff. So, folks, we've got 10 minutes left. Any questions? Even if you do not want to ask marketing, this is your opportunity to talk about anything else. Anything to help you to be an amazing lead generator, because that's the goal. Own your business, be on top of your business. Dawn, when people call me, do you give out leads? I'm like, who wants to chase someone else's leads and pay 50%? Create your own leads. There's so much out there. There's so many buyers and sellers. People gotta live somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I would look forward just to the next whatever marketing meeting. I find this fascinating. I think this is one of the big top 1 or 2 points, in my opinion, for the industry for staying power and moving ahead of the crowd and separating yourself. All those other basic things that we know we're supposed to do. I applaud the information. Thank you so much. Great.
You're welcome. Oh, wait, think about if you had just met somebody and you tell them you're a real estate broker or you're in real estate and they ask you something and you just could blow them away with information. Everybody does the same old thing. Oh, do you want comps? Or I'm a real estate agent. I want to help you. You got to catch people with something, right? You got to throw in a good bait so they're attracted to you and they want to stick with you because you're different and unique and amazing.
Yep.
And even if they just like your personality, that happens too. I mean, it's real estate. It's like dating, right?
I like your personality. What? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
why'd you choose your?
Slava's full of personality. You know what? Funny story. So my father hired her when he was selling the house, and I remember he's like, she is so funny. He just loved working with you, Slava. Anyway.
I miss him. He was kind of like a typical man in his 60s, a little bit on the grumpy side.
He was a little grumpy. Yeah.
I loved him so much. He would always ask me questions. And yeah, and once I showed up with, was it my mom and dad? And
Your
they
dad.
English.
Your dad.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But people, how many of you have made friends with your clients? It's for that very reason. Dave, there you go. Dave is the only person here. Are you? What's up with you guys?
Everyone's so shy.
I don't know. Jump in, man. Jump in.
But yeah, remember, people will be drawn to you for multiple reasons. First would be initial attraction, and I do not mean it in any inappropriate way. It's just how humans work, and then you could blow them away with your knowledge. And that's where marketing comes. Marketing is that initial attraction because people want things that trigger the senses. So once that happens, then they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. Wow, this is incredible information. Wow, look at Dave. He knows this contract inside and out. I feel like he's got my back and I'm not gonna lose my earnest money. Um, so knowledge, but this initial attraction is the key. You gotta grab him.
Yeah.
Sparkle magic. It was Dana Matthews was somewhere here. Is she Dana, pop on. I saw you. I'm sorry if I've been putting on the spot. Well, it's okay. Dana is with Great American Title. I wanted to, if you're there, Dana, if you can hear me, I wanted you to share that app again with everybody. They just came up with a new app that allows your client, you can run on it all numbers and prorations and whatnot to help clients with ideas of net cost. Any information you could give to a client's amazing. But I think Dana,
Hi,
yeah,
hi guys. I am on here, but I don't have a camera today. Sorry.
that's okay. Voice is just fine.
Okay. So yeah, Slava was talking about our new app and I'm super excited about it. It's actually Palm Agent. If you guys are familiar with that app, in the past, it's been available for only one title company, I think, in the Valley, and now we are now partnered with them, and so it's amazing. There are so many things on there. There's actually calculators that you can use to create net sheets, of course, for buyer and seller side. And then also there are so many like calculators that you can show to, maybe you're sitting at open house and someone comes in and they're a renter and they say, well, I can afford 3,000 a month. You can quickly put in that number into your phone on the app. It'll give you their monthly affordability and give you a price range of a home to show them. So let's say 3,000 a month and the interest rate is 6 point something today. I don't know what it is.
Oh
But
no, it's in the sevens. It will go down eventually.
so anyways, it's already plugged in there for you. You click on the button and it will automatically create like, okay, well, you can qualify for this amount. Let's show you some homes in the area that are in this price range. So it's a great tool to have. There's also a commission calculator in there that will show, like, with today's things, the way things are today with the NAR rules and all that stuff, it'll give you options on how to address commission situations or compensation situations, I guess is what it is. And there is, maybe you have a seller who just says, I just want to net 100 grand. At the end of the day, I don't care what I got to pay for what, I just want to net. It'll break it out for you, give you all the costs, show you exactly how that listing should be priced in order for them to get their 100 grand that they're looking for. There's more. I would really like to show it to you guys. I'm so sorry my camera is broke on my home computer today. I'm at home. So I would love to show it to you guys, but in the meantime, if you want to download it, I think Slava just put my app thing on the chat box. Just download the app. Look at it, play around with it, select me as your rep on there. And then I'll be doing a lot of workshops coming up that we're going to break out some of these tools and show it to you so you can use these things. And I mean, you can use it right now. It's so simple. It's very user friendly, but some of the stuff that's in there as far as social media marketing, that's an additional part of the app. And I mean, it's amazing. So I just have nothing but great things to say about it. I hope I can get you guys as excited as I am about it, because I just feel like this is game changing right now with this app, with some of the numbers that you can run and just provide people on the spot instant information, which is something, it could mean losing a deal if you don't have those numbers in front of you right now.
Oh,
So
that's true. That's true. Well, maybe next time we'll start with that and have you share the screen, then we segue into whatever we prepare. And by the way, this is open platform, but it wasn't so open the last two times because sometimes it's hard to get you guys to ask me questions. So I feel like I need to put something together to keep you busy.
Yes.
All right, Dana.
So anyways, you guys check it out, download it. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Just play with it. Any questions, let me know. And I will definitely set up something with Slava so we can do it, on the screen and run through it with you. But thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, Bria, you've been a fabulous guest. So I guess you were released to go. If you need to go, I'll stay for a few more minutes to answer questions if any questions are there from folks. But thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you, Bria.
I
Seeing you
love
all.
learning.
Take care. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.
Bye. We'll talk to you soon. Is there anyone on here that has a question for me today? Or Dana, by the way, because she can do many other things, not just the app. I just wanted to have, because I know she's busy professional. I want her to go do her job, but I'm here to answer any questions. I have a few minutes. Bill, thank you too. And here's my suggestion: less print, more digital. I was telling that to Azine the other day. When you sit in open house, I walk around with my phone and I do have some prints that Dana, thank God, produces for me, and they're so beautiful. But I leave those as my last resort. If a person will not give me their information to share the digital content, then I'll hand them out the paper. Hopeful, maybe they'll reach out to me. Bottom line is, business cards and flyers end up in the garbage. And that's why I always try to give people something of value. Do you want to have the upgrades sheet? Oh, how do you want to? Yes. Oh, how do you want to? We text it or email it to you. That's an easy way to get someone's contact information, as an example. Or do you want the sale property disclosure statement to review ahead of time? Again, digital is the way to go. So you get their email address or a phone number. And then you could send them that thing where they can opt in to get information from you. All right, folks, questions? 11 a.m. on the dot. This is it. I hope you liked it. I feel like you guys were not satisfied, but I hope I delivered some. I was excited about this information personally. Thank you, Dave. I'm really, I really love learning and getting more. I mean, marketing's such a key. Don't forget to do your videos. Please tag DLX Realty. Feel free to tag me too. I like sharing your stuff. If I come across it, I like sharing, so feel free to tag me. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, we're here for you.
Thank you, Slava.
All right, folks, go have an amazing day, make some money, and call if you need help. All right. Bye.